What if one of America's favorite TV moms was hiding a secret the entire time the cameras were rolling? For nearly a decade, Everybody Loves Raymond made us laugh and see our own families in the Baron. But behind the laughter, things weren't always as perfect as they seemed. Hidden struggles, private scandals, and untold drama filled the set. At the center of it all was Patricia Heaton, the sharp, quick-witted Debra Barone, who at 65 finally revealed what she managed to conceal throughout filming. From secret pregnancies to behind-the-scenes tensions, we're uncovering the dark secrets the cast of Everybody Loves Raymond tried to hide. Ready to find out what was really going on behind those laugh tracks? Let's get started. Salary disputes and cast unity. As Everybody Loves Raymond grew into a massive hit, pay gaps stirred tension behind the scenes. By 2003, Ray Romano was earning $1.8 million per episode, while Brad Garrett made just $160,000, a difference that didn't sit well. Garrett walked off in protest and several cast members joined him. The move paid off. Salaries were adjusted and the cast returned, keeping the show's momentum and family spirit alive. Changes to the children's names. Family sitcoms often feature kids to capture real family life, and Everybody Loves Raymond was no different. Ray Romano drew directly from his own family. His 3 children, Alexandra, Gregory, and Matthew. In the pilot, the Barron kids shared those same names, Ally, Gregory, and Matthew. But Romano soon felt it hit too close to home. The boys' names were changed to Michael and Jeffrey, while Ally's stayed the same, giving him more creative freedom while keeping a personal touch. The young cast also saw a change. The original twin boys played by Justin and Drew Ferrer were later replaced by real-life twins Sawyer and Sullivan Sweden, the younger brothers of Meline Sweden who played Ally. Though none of the kids looked much like Ree, their natural chemistry made the Barron family feel real and lovable. Brad Garrett battled alcoholism. Brad Garrett, who played Ray's brother, Robert, was one of the show's standout stars, winning 3 Emmys for his performance. But behind the laughter, he was quietly fighting a personal battle. Years later, Garrett admitted he had been a high-functioning alcoholic during the early seasons, even performing while under the influence. Realizing the damage it could cause, he quit drinking before the first season ended. His openness about that struggle later inspired countless fans facing their own battles. Ray Romano initially disliked the title. In the show's first opening, Ree introduces his family on a moving conveyor belt before his brother Robert delivers the line, "Everybody Loves Raymond." Ironically, that title came from a sarcastic remark by Ray's real-life brother, a New York City cop who once joked, "I go to work, people shoot at me. Raymond goes to work and everybody loves Raymond." CBS used the phrase as a temporary title, but it stuck. Though Ree initially worried it might sound arrogant, the show's success and critical acclaim soon made the name feel perfect. It even inspired the parody title Everybody Hates Chris, cementing its place in pop culture history, a hidden tribute to Patricia Heaton's father. In one episode, Debra casually mentions a colleague named Chuck Heaton, a subtle Easter egg honoring Patricia Heaton's real-life father, a respected journalist. It was a small but meaningful nod connecting her personal life to her character. During filming, Patricia faced another challenge, keeping 2 pregnancies secret. Already a mother of 3, she became pregnant twice during the show, and producers cleverly hid it with loose clothing, props, and strategic camera angles. Most viewers never noticed, a testament to the cast and crew's creativity and teamwork. Years later, in 2009, Heaton made headlines again when her former assistant filed a small wage dispute claiming unpaid overtime. Though the case was minor, it served as a reminder that even Hollywood stars aren't exempt from everyday legal responsibilities, political differences, and mutual respect. Behind the scenes, Patricia Heaton and Peter Boal often disagreed politically. She was openly conservative while he leaned liberal. Yet, their friendship never wavered. Heaton joked about their differences, and when Boal passed in 2006, she attended his funeral, later recalling how kind and supportive he'd been during her battle for sobriety. Real-life moments inspired the show. Everybody Loves Raymond was shaped by real experiences, especially those of Ray Romano and creator Philip Rosenthal. Much of the show's humor came straight from everyday family life. Rosenthal once revealed that an argument with his wife over a can opener inspired an entire episode. Eventually, the writers chose to end the series while it was still strong. As Rosenthal joked, if they'd kept going, they might have had to start fights at home just to come up with new material. Ray Romano's brother had mixed feelings. Using real-life experiences made Everybody Loves Raymond feel authentic, but it also caused some embarrassment at home. Ray Romano's brother, Richard, a real police officer and the inspiration for Robert, often got teased by his colleagues. They poked fun at storylines that mirrored his life, especially one about his habit of borrowing things from co-workers. A detail Ray admitted came straight from reality. It made the show funnier. But for Richard, it also hit a little too close to home. Peter Boal landed the role thanks to his grumpiness. Frank Barron, the cranky yet lovable dad on Everybody Loves Raymond, became one of Peter Boal's most iconic roles, but he almost stumbled into it by accident. When Boal met with Ray Romano and Phil Rosenthal at Universal Studios, he brought his whole family along. After dealing with security issues, parking problems, and even walking into the wrong building, he arrived at the meeting completely frustrated. Later, Boal laughed that his bad mood probably helped him win the part. His natural irritation perfectly matched Frank's grumpy charm, and the role went on to earn him 7 straight Emmy nominations and a place in sitcom history. Peter Boal's cancer diagnosis in 2002. Here is the text converted into a single paragraph without skipping any words. In 2002, Peter Boal was diagnosed with cancer, but he chose to keep the news private. Only his family and a few trusted colleagues knew, including his on-screen wife, Doris Roberts. When he asked if he should tell the rest of the cast, Roberts gently advised, "No, you don't need people treating you like you're sick. You just need them to keep writing for you." Boal took her words to heart and kept working as if nothing had changed. Sadly, he passed away in 2006 from complications related to multiple myeloma and heart disease a year after the show ended. He was 71 and left behind a legacy of wit, warmth, and unforgettable performances. The spin-off that never happened. Robert Barron was such a fan favorite that the creators once planned to give him his own show. The spin-off would have followed him moving to Philadelphia to start fresh as a gym teacher, navigating a new job and life outside his family's shadow. Phil Rosenthal pitched the idea to CBS. And while the network was intrigued, creative disagreements ultimately shut it down. Despite its promise, the Everybody Loves Raymond spin-off never made it past the planning stage. Maggie Wheeler and Doris Roberts' legacy. Maggie Wheeler, who played Linda, a friend of the Barron family, originally auditioned to play Deborah. While CBS ultimately chose Patricia Heaton for the role, they were so impressed with Wheeler that they offered her a recurring part, which she happily accepted. As for Doris Roberts, the iconic Marie Barron, her passing in 2016 at age 90 marked the end of an era. With a career spanning 6 decades, 5 Emmy Awards, and a Screen Actors Guild Award, she remains one of television's most cherished mothers, a true legend of the sitcom world. Patricia Heaton's love for playing mom roles. As Debra Barone, Patricia Heaton brought warmth, humor, and honesty to the everyday chaos of family life, earning 2 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actress in 2000-2001. When Everybody Loves Raymond ended in 2005, saying goodbye wasn't easy. During the final rehearsal, Heaton was so emotional that she broke down in tears and lost her voice, delaying the taping. It showed just how deeply connected she was to the show and her castmates. Afterward, she continued her success with The Middle 2009-2018 and Carol's Second Act 2019-2020, while also becoming an author and advocate for several causes she holds dear. Ray Romano's big break. Before Everybody Loves Raymond, Ray Romano spent more than a decade honing his comedy, performing in clubs, and even delivering couches to make ends meet. His turning point came after a standout appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman. Impressed, Letterman's production company teamed up with Romano to create Everybody Loves Raymond. Inspired by Seinfeld and Ray's real-life family, the show became a massive hit, running 9 seasons, winning 15 Primetime Emmys, and securing a spot on TV Guide's list of the greatest TV shows of all time, the real homes behind the show. The exterior of Ray and Debra's house was filmed at 135 Margaret Boulevard in Merrick, New York. A real suburban home valued at about $500,000 as of 2018. Just across the street stood Frank and Marie's house at 136 Margaret Boulevard, perfectly capturing the Barone family's hilariously close and sometimes too close dynamic. Behind the scenes of production, each episode of Everybody Loves Raymond followed a tight weekly schedule. Script readings on Monday, rewrites and rehearsals on Tuesday, executive reviews on Wednesday, camera blocking on Thursday, and live taping on Friday. Writers drew heavily from their real family experiences, shaping everyday moments into heartfelt comedy. Creator Phil Rosenthal described long detailed discussions that refined each storyline, while director Will Mackenzie noted that the team completed about 13 scripts before filming each season. Rosenthal preferred sticking closely to the script, allowing only minor improvisation. Brad Garrett later remarked that this structured process made the show very different from the looser, more spontaneous style of Seinfeld, the show's unique style. What made Everybody Loves Raymond stand out was its grounded storytelling and focus on real-life family moments. Jeremy Stevens credited the show's success to its emotional honesty, while CBS comedy executive Julie Peasworth called it a traditional sitcom with sophistication. Its timeless appeal came from a classic structure much like The Honeymooners and a deliberate avoidance of pop culture references. The piano-heavy score and New Yorker-style credits gave it a refined, familiar feel. Composers Terry Troder and Rick Marotta even improvised the theme music inspired by Woody Allen's Manhattan. Though the show's premise was simple, it often tackled deeper emotional themes, reflecting a 1990s trend toward adult-centered storytelling. Ray Romano himself drew from personal struggles, including anxiety, and joked, "I don't want to be upstaged by toddlers. I already deal with that at home." Much of the humor came straight from his stand-up routines. Heartfelt, funny, and deeply relatable to anyone balancing love for family with the need for personal space. Home releases and streaming. HBO released the complete Everybody Loves Raymond series on DVD across regions 1, 2, and 4, with the Australian box set debuting in August 2008. The first 5 seasons were reissued in 2006 with slimmer packaging, and between 2009 and 2012, the North American editions were updated with standard size cases. The first season even saw a VHS release in September 2004. Before being removed from